Hi there, and welcome to Sweethearts or Rivals. I'm Charla.
I'm Justin.
And what are we playing today?
Power Grid.
First Sparks.
Oonga boonga boonga.
Oh my.
This is a good game.
It is a good game.
Spoilers! Alright.
Okay, some game stats.
Game stats, yep.
It plays 2 to 6 players.
Yep.
Ages 13 and up, and
Yep.
it's probably going to take you about 60 minutes.
Yep.
So what we usually do, we'll set up for a 2-player game,
Mm-hmm.
and then give you about 10 minutes of gameplay.
Yep.
Come back with our final thoughts.
Final thoughts. Alright, so we've set up almost everything for First Sparks for a 2-player game. There's still a couple things that we have to do, but first thing is the deck of technologies. There's a whole bunch of cards that you have to take out because it's a 2-player game. And once they're taken out, you always start off with the following: 7, 8, 9, 12, 13, 14. And the number just means the level of technology. The 3 up top here are the current market, and these are the future market. The next thing we do is we take the 1 and 2 player cards, we shuffle them. Charlotte chose, so I have the number 1, she has the number 2, which determines the player order for the first kind of opening placement round. So she's first player, I'm second, which is actually good for me. We have our cheat sheets here, and now we have to, we start off with 7 food, and then Charla gets to take the first 2 tiles and place them.
This one.
Yep.
And this one. Oh my, 2 bears are going to be to get. Well, not if I put it this way.
True.
I like it like that.
There we go. And then I get to place the next one. So let's see here. Woolly mammoths and berries. Let's go there.
Do we want to push it over a little bit, or?
Yeah.
There.
There we go. Nice.
Nice.
I can even move this if you want.
That doesn't matter.
There we go. There. Nice central area with the lake.
Yep.
And all the food around
True.
it. That's nice. That works. Excellent. All right. So the next thing we do is we have to take one of the neutral player or the freebo players, and they get to be placed on the board first, and I get to place them.
Oh, because you're second player.
That's right. So I think it's going to be right over here in the bears.
I see that.
And then I get to place my first tribesman. And I think my first tribesman is going to be right here in the fish, because I like swimming in the lake. That's cool. And I like fishing too.
Yeah.
And you get to place your first.
I think I'll put my first one here.
What?
Next to you, right
Wow.
there in the berries.
I didn't expect that.
I don't know. I feel like that's the place I need to be.
Okay. So, we're neighbors.
Because if I put it here, then I'm right next to him, and you're just...
True.
Yeah.
Yeah. Interesting.
I'm just trying it.
We'll try it.
Yeah.
All right. So then, going in order from last player to first player, we do have enough food that we can choose to extend our clan a little bit. 1 or 2. So I am going to spend 1 food to move my clan extended out 1 space. So I'm going to grab this mammoth spot right there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Eat me some fish and some mammoths. Yum, yum, yum.
Now, can I expand into your territory already?
Yep. Costs you an extra 2, but sure.
I'm going to do that.
Okay.
Fish and berries.
Nice. All right, so we both go up 2, or 1 to the 2 spot.
Right.
Right on. And that's basically, the setup phase. It's all done. We redetermine player order, and since we're both equal and you have the higher technology, it stays the same.
Still, yeah.
And then we're ready to start. So, first sparks.
First sparks. What's the game about?
In First Sparks, you are a tribe of cavemen living in a world where you're fishing, gathering berries, planting crops, and hunting bears and mammoths.
Exploring the forest.
Yeah, and you're trying to basically dominate the world, or this area anyway, by expanding your clan over all of it. What you do to win is you play until you get to 13 right there.
Yep.
Then everyone has their final rounds of extending the clan, and at the end of it, whoever has the most tribe members out is the winner. And if there's a tie, it's broken by whoever has the most food.
Right.
Yeah. The game mechanics are pretty interesting. There's several phases. So first, you buy technology in the market here. Anyone without fire then loses 1/3 of their food because it rots. Then you go through a hunting, gathering, and feeding your clan phase. Then you spread the clan out further. Then you do a little bit of bureaucracy, so you redetermine player order, replenish the resources that are available to hunt, and then you update the technology.
Yep.
So,
and I think it's probably easier just to show you how it works than to try to explain it.
Because it is very unique, and when you see it as I'm explaining it, it's going to be much easier to understand than me just explain it.
Exactly.
But really, really quick. Once you've got the setup done, the play goes really quickly, which is kind of nice.
Yeah, and it's these are really good laid out cards here. So you just follow this order, and it shows you the costs for expanding, and then you're on your way. Yeah,
these 3 player aids, amazing.
Yeah.
So first round begins. We got to take 1 food from the wheat, and you place it on the lowest technology as a temptation. Come here and get this extra food.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Charla is first player, so what that means is that Charla is going to choose one of these, but she's going to then offer it to me, and I have the choice to either take it or ignore it. If I take it, I pay for it, I get it, and then Charla gets to buy whatever she wants. If I say no, Charla has a choice of either having to buy it, or she can say the neutral plays bought it, and she can toss it out of the game.
And that's only for a 2-player game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Any more than 2 players, and that option is not available.
Right.
Yeah. So
I'm going to offer for you to buy this basket. It's technology number 8. It costs 0 food. And when there's 1 to 6 berries in the supply, you'll gain 1 berry. 7+ berries in the supply, you'll gain 2.
Wow, and I'm not in Berryland whatsoever.
Oh. So, do you want it?
Not really.
Oh, I'll buy it.
Yeah, you can have it.
And it's for 0, so I get it for free.
Right on. So, now what happens is you flip over the next card of the technology, and then you shuffle these in.
Right, that's number 34.
They always go in order of the technology level.
So 9, 12, 13, 14,
34.
34.
All right, so now it's my go. Charlotte's right out, so I just got to choose one of these 3 to take. I don't live in Bearville, so the bow does not help me. I can take fire for 1, which means food won't rot. I'm just going to do that. So here's my 3.
Okay, and I owe you 2.
Yep.
Because yellow corn, is worth 3.
Yep.
Green corn is worth 1. It's not ripe yet. Berries are worth 2. Fish are worth 3. Bears are worth 3 food. And mammoths are worth 4 food.
Yep. Now, each player can have 3 technologies or 3 tools. But there's also these knowledges. You can have as many of these as you want, as long as you don't have the same kind. So I have fire, it's a knowledge. It does not count towards my tools, but it means I have, advanced or evolved, and I know how to make fire. So my food doesn't rot.
There you go.
We got to refill the technology, so now we got number 30. So this is going to go here.
There we go.
At the end of the buying technology phase, if this one isn't bought, it is out of the game.
Back to the supply.
And then we refill again. Number 38.
38. There we go.
So that's the technology for next round. Now, food rots. 1/3 of your food is gone.
Oh, I have 3 foods, so I have to put 1 back.
Yep. And I have fire, so my food doesn't rot. I cook it up, and then it's nice and tasty bread.
It's delicious.
Yep. All right, so that's the technology phase. Then we go hunting, and we feed the clan, starting with the last player towards the first player. So I'm going hunting. I get 1. Woo! And then I got to feed 2 clan members, so I'm going to lose 2.
There you go.
So I got food, but I don't have much of a food source yet.
Okay. Let's see. I have 1 herbs there, so I'll gain 1.
Yep.
And I have my berry basket. There's 4 berries over there, so I get 1 berry.
Nice. And then you got to feed 2.
2 people.
Mm-hmm. Right on. All right, so now we've fed the clan, we've hunted, gathered. Now we spread the clan.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the costs of spreading your clan are a little tricky. If you want to spread 1 member, then it's going to cost you 1 food. No big deal. But if you want to do 2 members, it's going to cost you 3. 3 members is going to cost you 6, and so on and so forth. It's getting bigger and bigger. Then if you want to pass over a mountain range, that's going to cost you another 1 on top of that. And then it gets really tricky if you want to go into an area where there's already tribesmen. So if there's 2 people in this area here, if, let's say, for example, a 3rd player wanted to go in there, it would put 3 people in there, which would cost them an extra 3 food. If I want to expand into this area where Charlotte already is, because that's going to put a 2nd person there, it's going to cost an extra 2 food. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a little tricky and weird.
Yeah, I still get a little mixed up sometimes.
Yeah. The basic idea is if you want to expand into an area where there's already tribe members, it's expensive. So you want to try to block off people as much as possible.
Right.
So,
you get to do that first.
Right. And before I do that, because we're playing the 2-player variant, I actually have to expand the neutral player first.
As many meeples as the first player has.
Yeah, so it catches up.
Right.
So we're both at 2, so basically I gotta spread 1. So he's gonna go here.
Nice.
There we go. And now I can spread my guys. And I've got 4 food, but I want to keep some for getting technology next round.
Right.
So I'm only gonna go 1. I'm gonna go right here.
Of course he is. That just blocks me right out.
So I go up 1 on the tribe mark. There we go.
And so does he, actually.
Oh, yeah. Yep. That's your go. I was thinking about going for berries, but no, I wanted to kind of block in there.
My trying to stay away from the yellow player was a dumb starting move. Okay. So I'm going to have to try to get ahead of him, so I'm going to have to go where he is. Let's see. So that's going to cost me 1.
Although you can go into here from here without it costing extra.
It's true.
Yeah. If you don't want to back up, that is available. It's interesting how each hex or each plate is 3 different.
There's like a line here.
Yeah.
But there is a pathway here, so
Yeah.
he's right. I could do that.
Yeah.
Which probably is the smarter thing to do. So I don't want to spend all my food because then I won't have any food for the next round.
Right.
And then I advance 1.
Yep. Right on. So we've spread the clan. That's all done. The next thing we do is kind of just cleanup phase. So first we determine play order. We're both at 3, so the player order stays the same, except it also goes by the highest technology. So I have the highest technology at 9, so I become first player.
Oh, good.
There we go. Then we refill resources. So there's going to be 4 berries put out.
Yep.
And this changes depending on how many players there are, how many of the different resources are.
Yep.
But there's these little tiny tags that
This.
as a reminder, so it's always the same.
2 fish.
2 fish.
2 bear and 1 mammoth.
2 bears. 1 mammoth. And the supply is great. This is what is available to be eaten for the round, so it can really make getting in there and getting food before the other tribes try to feed, like another way of blocking them off.
Yes, yep.
All right, and then the technology updates. We take the most advanced technology out and put it on the bottom of the deck, get a new one, and then everything shuffles
Number
around.
17.
Like so. And that is the end of that round. We go to the next round.
Yep, so I think we probably have enough time for hopefully 2 more rounds.
Yeah.
If we boogie.
Okay, so we take 1 food, put it
There
on the
you go.
bow. You're first player. Or no, I'm first
You're
player.
first player.
So I got to decide what I'm going to do here.
Right.
So, I was going to offer you that spear, but you're next to mammoths as well.
Everyone has mammoths in this town.
I don't want that bow because I'm not anywhere near Bowtown. Yeah, I'll offer the spear first. Would you like the spear for 2 food?
All bikes. Might as well, right?
Okay. Nice. And then let's see here. This is going to open this up. 17 comes down here. 30, 32, like so. So now I have a choice. I can either get a fishing rod for 1 or a basket for 2. Is there ever going to be more than 8? Probably not. So that's going to give me 3. But is there going to be more than 4? Probably. So that's going to give me a 2 and 2 is 4. So that's actually the better one. So I'll pay 2.
Okay.
And get myself a basket.
There you go.
Nice.
And then we replace it again.
Yep.
I have number 28. Oh, it goes right there.
Yep. And then this one is out.
So we replace it again.
Yep.
Number 23.
Okay.
Spear for you.
There. Nice. All right. Technology's done. 1/3 your food is rotten.
I have none.
None. We move on to going hunting and feeding, starting with Charla.
So there are mammoths. I get 1. If there were 8 plus, I could get 2, but there's only 3. Berries. There are 2, 4, 6, 7.
Wow.
7 plus, I get 2 berries.
Nice.
And 1 herb.
Good.
And I have to feed 3 people.
Yep.
So that goes there, and that goes to the supply.
Okay, I get 1 herb,
That's
and
for
I get
you.
2 berries.
Nice.
And then I gotta feed 3 people.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Ouch.
Man, I guess I should have tried to get that spear.
I guess.
Wow. Oh, well. Okay. So now we fed them. Next thing we do is we spread the clan. So you're first. So that means you have to send that guy out.
Right. Let's see where he's going to go.
Hmm.
Well, I guess he'll go there.
Makes sense. And then you get to spread the clan first.
Okay. I would like to go into Bear Town. And I'm going to spread 2 people. So that's 3. And I'm not going anywhere where other people are. So it's just going to cost me 3.
Nice.
So I'll give you this woolly mammoth, and I get 1 back because he's worth 4.
Yep.
I'm going to go there, and I'm going to go there.
Nicely done. I'm not going to go anywhere.
Okay.
Nope. I'm just saving them up.
There you go. So that moves me ahead too.
Yep.
Yikes, now I'm first player.
Yeah. So now we determine order. Whoever has the most tribesmen, it becomes the first player. So Shell's there. When you're playing with more than 2, it kind of goes in order of who has the most tribesmen down to least. And again, ties are broken by who has the highest level of technology.
Right.
All right. So now we refill resources. So we get 1 mammoth, 2 bears,
2 bear.
2 fish, 4 berries.
The berries are so cute. I love them. Actually, they're all so cute.
Update our technology so that field goes on the bottom. And we get another one out. And it's 29. And that goes there. Next round begins.
And that's a round.
Yep.
That's 2 rounds.
Yep.
What happens right at the end? I think we kind of covered it, but
Yeah.
just to say again.
Basically what happens to finish off the game, when you're spreading the clan, if somebody spreads to 13, that triggers that is the last round. And everybody else can spread as much as possible, and then you see who has the most of your tribesmen out. If there's a tie for first place, it's broken by whoever has the most food left over after they spread their clan. Very interesting game. It kind of looks like I'm losing right now, but that's because I got fire and I'm not feeding my guys too much. But that's a really legitimate strategy because
Yeah.
I'm going to be able to be first player next round. I can start saving up my food because it doesn't rot for like an end game scenario where I can just spend a ton of food and just go right out.
Yeah.
So it's a very, very tricky game where when you're in the lead, that's not a good thing.
No, you have to have that balance. So
Yep.
sometimes you just go doot, doot, doot,
Yep.
and you wait. Someone catches up. And
Yeah.
it's back. Yeah.
So we're going to clean up, come back, give you our final thoughts.
We will.
Right on.
And we're back.
And we're back!
I hope you enjoyed our little overview playthrough of For Sparks.
For Sparks, yeah.
Oh my.
Drums or whatever. Getting into the caveman theme.
Heavens. Okay.
All right, so yeah, first Sparks. Components. Of First Sparks. What do you think of them?
I like them because I like these little meeples.
Yep. Nice, good wood component.
They've got little spears or staffs, so they're not just the regular old meeples.
Yep.
And these are marvelous.
Yep.
There's the berries and the little fishies.
Yep. Really good components.
Bears. I love them. Everything about them.
Yeah. We found sometimes when you got a lot of food kind of left over and you're kind of looking at what people are doing.
You're stacking them. And you're playing with your meeples.
Making little cave paintings.
And the artwork is really cute too.
Yeah.
Like, this is really beautiful. These hexes are really beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the cavemen on the cards here aren't the cutest cavemen I've ever seen, but really...
It's a little goofy art, but it's nice.
Yeah.
It works.
But I don't think cavemen were known for their beauty.
I don't know.
Of course, who's ever seen a real caveman anyway, so who knows?
Yep.
But they're all excellent. Heavy cardboard, good quality cards. Components are excellent.
Yep. Excellent.
What do you think about the strategy of this game?
The strategy of this game. Strategy and tactics are everything in this game. There is almost no randomness whatsoever. The only thing you could really say for randomness would be the cards.
Yeah.
And even that isn't that random because as soon as a new technology comes out, it always shuffles everything so that what's currently available is the lowest levels of technology.
Right.
So, I mean, yeah, sometimes you can get a high one that sneaks in there and then later on down the road a low one comes out, but not often.
No, but it's the draw of these, however they get shuffled.
Yeah.
So the last game we played, like, I got a really high numbered berry basket right on the first round.
Yeah, it's true.
Yeah, so
other than that, though, the strategy and the tactics of this are like really, really, really tight for the mechanics.
Yeah.
There's so much strategy on, you know, not winning right away and kind of holding back a little bit. And the thing with that, the timing is incredibly important.
Yeah.
The thing with it is that if you spread yourself too thin, and you got to do a little bit of math, you know, how much food do I got? How much food am I going to get? How much food can I spend to expand? How much food does that leave me over so that I can buy technology?
How many people do I have to feed?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There have been mistakes where it would take most of the game to recover, and by then you've been left in the dust.
Yeah.
So it can be a little unforgiving if you make a mistake.
Yeah, if you do early on, or a big mistake anyway.
Yeah.
And the strategy of, like, trying to block people in here, and then that whole market thing, like, the first player has to offer a card, and then all the rest of the players get to say if they want to buy it or not.
Yeah.
So you're always, like, you're looking at their things, and you're wondering, oh, there they are on the board.
Yep.
Are they going to want this? Because I really want this. Do I offer it now or do I wait for later? It's like, those decisions just grip your mind.
And it's a little agonizing where you're trying to, like, with two players, if you can imagine 6 players, the first player's got to take a technology and say, okay, last player, do you want this? No. What about second to last player? Do you want it? No. Third to last player? And they got to go all the way through until finally it gets to them, and then, you know, and that whole thing about, you know what, I don't want it, so I'm chucking it for the neutral player, that's only on a 2-player game.
Yeah.
If you're first player and nobody wants what you've offered, you have to buy it.
Right.
So that makes it really, really tough for that technology. There's a whole game right there.
Right there, yeah. Do I offer what I want in hopes no one wants it?
Yeah.
Or do I try to be sneaky and sly and, like, slide one over on them?
Yeah.
Or wait for something to come up from the bottom level?
Yeah.
But will it? Because we have to draw a new card, and is it...
It is. It's a
Yeah.
that right there is just greatness, all just in one.
Right.
And then you add all this other stuff to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you're not really into a lot of luck, it's just really, really intense strategy and tactics. Definitely a game that you'll want to check out.
Exactly.
What about the complexity? Is it like really complex?
Well, we just talked about that market. I mean, that takes a little bit of getting used to, because you really have to think it out, and you kind of have to gauge your other players. And I mean, that's a little complex. If no one's ever played a game like this before, you're probably not going to introduce them to it. But all in all, for the level of the game, it's not overly complex.
No.
It just takes there's a little learning curve with that.
Yeah. One of the things that this game kind of just throws over on its head is, in most games, if you're the first player, that's awesome. In this game, being the first player is horrible.
Sometimes isn't.
Yeah. You want to be the last player as much as possible.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it really helps.
Yeah. And the only things about the rules and the setup, the setup's a little bit of a bear to look through the rule book, and especially for the 2-player variant, to try to piece together all the different things that you have to sort out. It's a little tricky. Yeah. But once you get it set up and you're playing, it just snaps right along.
Yeah, very quick. Yeah. These are great. These little counters here, or these little player aids, they make the structure of the game rounds so quick and so tidy that gameplay is a breeze.
Yeah.
They really should have had something like this for the setup, because the setup is so fiddly, and you got to read through paragraphs of stuff to get like, oh, so we start off with 4 berries.
Yeah.
Like it should have been like this for the setup, which would have been awesome.
As well, yeah. But other than that, like it's not an overly difficult game to play. It's just a thinky game to play.
Yeah.
So what about the playability?
The playability, mechanics versus theme. They really go well together. Everything that you're doing makes sense to spread your clan further across the land in order to get better technologies or tools and knowledge.
To learn,
Yeah, get into the better areas so you can start hunting them mammoths. All of it makes sense. So there's a whole lot of things that you're doing that make sense as cavemen, with really, really intense and awesome mechanics to make it an amazing game. So that's great. It scales really well, although it does make the game length increase as you add the players.
Longer,
and it's replayable. Just there's not a ton of changes from one game to the next. This is a modular board, which is kind of nice. So you'll have different configurations. That's cool. And there's a bunch of extra tiles, so the more players, the more tiles get in. So that's going to make it different each time.
And you can have random tiles for 2 players each time.
Yep. So that's going to make it a little bit different. How the technologies come out is going to make it a little bit different. But where the replayability of this game is really going to shine through is, just building on that skill of how to win this game the best. Because there's not a ton of paths to victory. There's only a few, and you really got to get into those and really learn them well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, another thing they have are these cards here too, like the knowledges. There's a couple of them that would work really good with fields, but they kind of have to come out at the beginning. I'd really like to try that strategy, but it hasn't worked out yet.
Yeah, that's true.
But
if you could pair that off with the sled that lets you have 4 tools, you could have 4 fields going, and you don't even have to worry about what's going on over there. You just give me all that food.
Yeah.
So that's true. Yeah.
Someday I hope that those card combinations come up. I want to see how that works out.
Yeah.
But it's tricky how that market works. Sometimes you see it and then someone else buys it, and then you're like,
no!
Have to try it next time.
Yep. So does this game have the awesomeness, or does it have the cuteness?
That is a tough question for me to answer, because I find this game really awesome and ridiculously cute.
Nice.
So
both.
I'd have to say it's a yin and a yang of awesomeness to cuteness.
There you go.
Yeah.
So I would agree. All the pieces, the wooden pieces that are all cut out for perfect caveman stuff, are really cute. The artwork is kind of silly.
It's really cute, and I was looking at this board earlier, and it's so cool because each thing that has little cavemen drawing, like people fishing and people getting berries, and people. Oh, thanks, Justin. I'm not good at aiming stuff at the camera, but it's just what a nice touch. Little cavemen drawings of that.
Yeah, even on the back.
Yeah.
Very
I find
cool board.
The theme is just awesome in this game.
Yeah, the theme's awesome. For me, the mechanics, the gameplay are so unique and so tight, and I want to get better at playing this game. So every time I play, I'm looking for ways to improve my strategy, and that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yep. So ratings, how would you rate First Sparks?
My rating is outstanding.
Outstanding. I'll agree with you there. Outstanding. This is an outstanding game.
This is one of the favorite games in my collection. Our collection.
She's taking my collection over.
No. We share it equally. It's one of my favorite games that we have.
Yeah.
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 And we don't play it as much as we probably should, because we have a big group, so it's hard to play with 6 sometimes.
Yeah, it can get tense.
Some people in the group don't really like it, so.
That's okay.
But we're going to have to play it more now that we reviewed it and played it again and did a playthrough. It's like, oh, this game is awesome. Why don't we play it more often?
Yeah, an outstanding game. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I've never played Power Grid, but Power Grid's theme of running power grids doesn't really grab my interest. Whereas this one, when you're, you got this bunch of tribesmen and women, and you're trying to spread your tribe out and take over. That just sounds awesome.
Yeah, cavemen and auctioning and hex tiles, and then I saw the components, and I'm like, yes.
First Sparks is for us.
Yeah.
Awesome. So, do we finish this game as sweethearts or rivals? Which seems like a silly question because we're going to finish this as
sweethearts.
Really? Wow. Rivals.
See, I find there's cutting off in here.
Yep.
And there's kind of blocking, but I find the thinking, and trying to determine, it's not so much rivalry to me.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
That surprised me.
Really?
I didn't think you were going to say sweethearts.
No, sweethearts.
For me, this is such a thinking, strategy, get better game. I just I got to win. How do I get better so I can win better? Ha ha ha.
But you can't really play cutthroat Sparks.
This is true. That's true.
So that's
There's a couple of little ways, but
just a little
not
bit.
A ton. That is
true.
true.
So that's why I say sweethearts.
Yeah, makes sense. Right on. That was our review of Power Grid First Sparks. Hope you enjoyed it.
Thanks for watching.
Have a good one.
See you next time.
Laters.
Bunga bunga.